right, welcome back to Weekend Smile. We are sometimes separated by language barriers, but one thing is undoubtedly clear that will bring us all together, and that is music. So that is the aim of this lady who has been recognized for her work in the music industry in the Caribbean and in Africa, working with some of the best artists. We're talking about none other than Miss Shauna Lee, let me get that right, Shauna Fung Yee. So I'm giving you an additional name. She joins me now on Zoom. Hi, Shauna.
Hi, Pretty Debbie. How are you?
I am well, talented Shauna, since we're, handing out titles and adjectives. I love that. Shauna, take us back, though.
You gotta give me the secret quickly. What do you do to keep so beautiful? You're one of the most beautiful women in television in Jamaica.
Would
Jamaica
you stop? Shauna, this is not my interview. Oh, my God.
All right, let's go.
But I love you for saying that, Queen. Bless you. Thank you so much. I receive it. And you are absolutely amazing, beautiful and talented. You're the full package. But walk us back now. I mean, how did you get started in the music industry?
Wow, maybe you should ask me, how did you get started in media?
Oh, okay.
Everything begins in media. I started out in media in 1999, working with Barry G as a producer at Hot 102. That was in Montego Bay, back in the days, as a producer. The days of LP and 45, and you know those days, Debbie.
Oh gosh, no. I heard about them from my grandparents, so Yeah. Yeah, but that's a good while back.
It was a good while, yes. I started out in radio at 18 years old, 19 years old, working as a producer with Barry G. And then from there, radio is something I always, as a kid, I've always loved radio. I would hug up the radio, listen to JBC, listen to RGR, Doreen Samuel, the late Doreen Samuel, people like Alan Magnus and Marlene Stevenson Daly. Those are the people I would definitely, and what's her name, Faye Ellington. I would be listening to those people as a kid growing up, Winston Williams, hugging up the radio. It was crazy. And then I get into radio, working as a producer with Barry G, and that's it from then.
So then you started music from... You started music from that time, being a producer? You started doing music from that time?
I started music when I was at Hot 102 in Montego Bay. I remember a gentleman came to me from Glendevon. I think it's Tuckers or Glendevon. He said to me, why you don't get into the music industry, because you're always advising us and giving us tips. And to be frank, Desmond Young, I don't know, everybody knows Desmond Young in Jamaica, of the Jamaica Federation of Music. Desmond Young was like my teacher then, I would be talking on the phone then, and he would advise me, etc., etc. And I said, you know what, one? I'm going to open form a company called Down to Earth Productions, and everything started out of Montego Bay. You would never believe it. Never believe. Everything starts.
That is amazing. That is really, really amazing. I hope you are putting this story all together for a book ultimately. But let's not get into the book just yet. Let's keep on the music. So, you're doing a mixture of Caribbean music and African music as well. Is it Afrobeat? Is it Amapiano? What kind of music in terms of genre are you doing?
All right. In 2004, I started representing African artists. Yemi Alade is the first one. And then everybody started coming. Boosty from South Africa. So many people from Africa keep coming. From Ghana, we keep coming on our roster to represent them in the Caribbean. And then Shay came here in 2016 to Jamaica, for her first Caribbean, media tour here in Jamaica. So everything started working, like falling in part, we start promoting people like the late, oh my God, he works with your people, Arif Cooper. Cooper, may his soul rest in peace. I remember I would have given Arif Cooper jobs back then for Yemi Holiday. People like Johnny Cool and all those people, Kurt Riley, who I would have given jobs to promote these African artists. Afrobeat wasn't big here at that time. And those people, especially what's his name? who passed away, Arif Cooper.
Arif, yeah.
And I would be in touch on a regular for late song. He would be giving him songs. Dermot Hussey also, I would be giving them songs to play on the radio and radio
Shauna,
jobs. And then,
Shauna, this is the part I want to clarify real quick because, you know, you're not the artist. Are you hearing me?
Yeah, go ahead.
No, I'm saying you're not the artist, you're the publicist. So you're the person who is basically putting together the artists from the Caribbean, from Africa as well, and you're basically highlighting them through your publicity work. You're putting them front and center in the media. Right. That's what you're still doing.
Yeah, that's what I'm still doing. Working with them as a music business consultant and as a publicist and A&R executive. It's not just radio and PR, but also, you know, giving them tips on about intellectual property, you know, in the music industry, branding, which is very critical in the music industry and all of those things. Because I do online courses, and I would always tell artists, even from Jamaica, you know, to get into the music industry. It's just not about the glitter. The education plays a very important role. You know, Berkeley School of Music is on my agenda to get a degree at Berkeley School of Music because education is critical, especially during the digital era. You know, everything is different, you know, so intellectual property right is very critical. You will hear even some of our own Jamaican artists say, oh, they robbed me. And I think you hear that story every single day. And every young artist I say, go do some course online with Berkeley School of Music, go to Edna Manley School, you know, get educated on music, do online courses, get educated about the business side of music. So I am more on the business side of music, you know, as a music business consultant.
That's amazing. And you gave really, really good advice there about understanding the business side of the music. We were talking about that a little earlier on about how important it is that you not just, you know, get involved in the creative side, but you also have a handle on how your business is set up so you don't feel robbed at the end of the day when you're doing all this work where you have really nothing to show for it, or you hear that somebody has taken your publishing because you signed off on it and you didn't know, you know, how that is supposed to be managed. So that's great information. But if persons would want to get in touch with you, Shauna, with, you know, all the information that you have and the guidance that you could provide, how could they do so?
All right. They can get in touch with me on Instagram, Shauna.Fung Yee, and they can, you know, get to me on Facebook at Shauna.Fung Yee also, you know, and or Shauna.Fung Yee, you know, at gmail.com. But hit me up on Instagram. Hit me up on Facebook.
All right, awesome. Before you leave, Shauna, I'm just told a while ago that you had some recent accomplishments. So drop the tea on us, please, and, you know, tell us exactly what's been happening with you.
All right. You know, I got a call in late March, to say, oh, hey, you got to come to New York. You're being highlighted for a citation from Congresswoman Yvette D. Clarke, you know, and from the mayor of New York, which is Eric Adams, you know, and the YGB, you know, it was Women's History Month. You know, they have, you know, the Woman Empowerment Award, which is the empowering woman in the Caribbean woman, you know, who lives in America and in the Caribbean who are doing great things, you know, in the diaspora. And I was one of the women, of the 10 women.
Wow.
For the woman empowerment award.
That is amazing. Congratulations. That's such a big accomplishment. I hope you feel proud of yourself.
Yeah, but you know, funny, everybody said, oh, these awards from the Congresswoman, from the mayor, you know, from the young gifted Black, big up to Mr. Carl Gray, who is actually here in Jamaica and doing a wonderful work, you know, in United States, and, you know, highlighting, you know, Black Caribbean people. Debbie, if you spend 20 odd years in media, it feels ordinary.
No, let me tell you something, Shauna.
and I must say, when I got the award, you know, I make sure I say thanks to everybody in media across the world. I tagged a lot of people on my Instagram page. I couldn't have done it without the media people.
It's a lot of work.
Highlight the work of all my clients.
You're so right. It's a lot of work because let me tell you, Shauna, we could sit here and we could probably even have a whole other session about this, but we're going to have to call you back because we're out of time. But Shauna, thank you so much for talking to us right here on Weekend Smile. Shauna Fung Yee, publicist and CEO and founder of Down to Earth Productions. Thank you so much for joining us. And on that note, we'll soon come back. Stay with us.